Yo, what's up guys, and welcome back to another lap time challenge. This week we are racing on Autopolis International Racing Course in the Dodge Viper SRT10. We are racing sports hard tires and the current world record is a 159.222. That leaves us to beat a 202 and slightly below 0.8. So let's get on track and try to do this one. So as usual, try to carry a good amount of speed to the main straight before starting your lap, upshifting to 4th before going over the finish line. Then position the car to the left hand side of the track and the first brake marker is shortly after the 200 meter order line on the tarmac. Go hard into the brakes and use 3rd gear. I used shortly 2nd gear to support the braking before going up to 3rd again. Then release the brake slightly, turn in to use the grip for rotation and then back to the power using all the width of the track. Now get over to the left hand side of the track and keep the car in 3rd gear, and as soon as the gear revs out, this is actually your brake marker. Brake hard in a straight line and again keep it in 3rd gear, releasing the brakes to turn in and going over the inside curb for the right hander. After a short power input, the brake marker is where the curb on the right hand side starts. Give it a short brake input and go down to 2nd gear, keep it narrow on this double left-hander with some slight power input to maintain your speed, and once you straighten up, short full power input before braking at the end of this curb on the right hand side again. Now keep in 2nd and try to keep it as narrow as possible to the inside curb on this right-hander, and as soon as you feel comfortable or straighten up the car, go back to the power fully in 2nd, trying to avoid power oversteer, keeping it on the right of the track. The next brake marker is where the curb on the right hand side starts. With a slight brake input and keeping it in 3rd gear, use some trail braking to turn in and try to keep a narrow line in this corner. And now you can use the marshal house right in front of you as a marker for you to go back to the power while not going wide, keeping it in 3rd. Try to carry a good amount of speed through this right hander and then your next brake marker will be the 100 meter board on the right hand side of the track. Brake hard in a straight line and go down to 2nd gear, then use again trail braking, lift the brake pedal to turn in, let the car roll through the corner, and once you're over the hump, go back to the power, trying to avoid power oversteer in 2nd gear. Accelerate and go up to 3rd gear, go to the left hand side of the track and the next brake marker is the 100 meter board on the left hand side. Hard brake input and keeping it in 3rd gear, lifting the brake pedal to get grip for rotation, turning in over the inside curb, letting the car roll shortly, short power input, next brake marker is at the end of the curb on the left hand side. Again lift the brake pedal to get grip for turning in, then keep it narrow to the inside curb on this right hander. Slight power input is possible and then fully back to the power shortly, before turning over to the left, lifting the pedal to get grip again for rotation, and then once you straighten up, shortly brake in a straight line and go down to 2nd gear, before turning to the right hand side over the inside curb again, letting the car roll, giving some slight power input to not to go too wide, and then over the inside curb again, and once you straighten up, full to the power in 2nd gear. Going over to the right hand side, you actually brake again in 2nd gear, and while braking you do a short shift to 3rd gear, keeping it narrow over the inside curb on the left and fully back to the power in 3rd, trying to go to the left hand side of the track. At the beginning of the curb on the left there's the next brake marker. Brake again, keeping it in 3rd and try to get to the inside curb of this right hander. And then once you see this orange mark on the inside, you can slightly go to the power again, and as soon as you straighten up and feel comfortable, fully back to the power over the curb on the left, trying to avoid oversteer, and then back to the finish line. You can keep it in 3rd and hopefully get in yourself a gold time. And as usual, let's review the lap once more from chase cam. Getting out of the last corner, try to get the maximum amount of speed to the main straight, shifting up to 4th gear, which will be the gear you have to keep, then go over to the left hand side of the track. The first brake marker is shortly after the 200 meter mark. Brake hard in a straight line, go down to 3rd, I used 2nd shortly, then up to 3rd again. Try to go over the inside curb and as early as possible back to the power in 3rd gear. Now keep it in 3rd gear and go over to the left hand side of the track, and the indicator to brake is when the gear revs out. Go hard into the brake and then lift the brake to get grip for rotation, go over the inside curb, let the car roll, short power input before braking again, down to 2nd gear, keep it narrow on this double left-hander with some slight power input, then full power input shortly before going to the brakes again, keep it narrow on the right-hander, maintaining 2nd gear, then back to the power, avoiding power oversteer, upshifting to 3rd, going to the right hand side at the beginning of the curb, short brake input, keeping it in 3rd, trying to keep it narrow on this left-hander, and the marshal post is your indicator to go back to the power again. Full back to the power, maintaining the speed through this right-hander. The next brake marker is the 100 meter board on the right. Brake hard in a straight line down to second gear, lift the brake to get rotation grip, turn in and then let the car roll shortly, and when you're over the hump, go back to the power in second, trying to avoid power oversteer. Up to third, go to the left hand side of the track. The brake mark again is the 100 meter board. Short brake input before lifting again, keeping in third gear over the inside curb, short power input in third at the end of the curb, brake again, try to keep it narrow again on this right hander, slight power input, then short full power input before lifting again for the left hander, again short power input before braking again down to second gear. Try to keep it narrow on this next right-hander over the inside curb, straighten up, full back to the power, before going to the brake again, and while turning in, short shift to third gear and then go back to the power fully, try to go to the left-hand side of the track, beginning of the curb on the left is the brake marker again, then try to maintain a good speed while being narrow to the inside curb, then going back to the power after half of the corner is done, fully to the power over the inside curb, avoiding oversteer, and then back to the finish line, hopefully getting a gold time and 2 million credits in this week's challenge. And that's it again for this week's lap time challenge on Autopolis in the Dodge Viper SRT10. I'm sorry to say, to the American guys at least, but I don't like the handling of American street cars. I could have pushed some more so the time could be slightly better as is, but there's no use doing that, so I think the time is fine to get the gold by the end of the 2 weeks. So let me know in the comments how you handled this one, if you struggled a lot, if you did it fine, and let me know what time you were able to achieve. And as usual, if this video helped you out, I'd be happy if you leave a like and consider subscribing to my channel to not miss future videos. And then I say thank you again for watching, and I hope to see you guys in the next one. Bye bye.